Nothing will get you out of that negative Friday feeling than opening a Lego parcel at 11:30 on Friday evening. You get your fanciest glass that you can find and your tastiest carbonated beverage, and you just pour that sucker in. Alcohol is preferable, but for the sake of the Lego channel, this is non-alcoholic. This is just raw Pepsi Max in what is quite a beautiful little glass there. And we always do that to celebrate a new Lego set being added to the collection. But now let's get into the good bit. Let's get the scissors and open this box. Let's go. I just got my Alexa to confirm my facts, and we are saving ourselves £175 in savings by picking this bad boy up for a whopper of a price. This person was an absolute legend. I definitely got a deal of a lifetime on this set, thanks to this absolute legend on Vinted. Some people on Vinted are lovely, and some people on Vinted are absolute dickheads. So you've got to be very careful with who you deal with. On this channel, we only promote the good ones. So if I recommend them in a video, they are good people. If they're not recommended through this video, or any of my other videos, then please take caution. Because some Vinted sellers are greedy little bastards, and some Vinted sellers are lovely. And these ones today in this video, I promise you, are lovely human beings. Helen's even cracked some cake out for the occasion, which is very nice. Right, get this open. Oh my god, they packaged this beautifully. I love sellers on Vinted who package their items beautifully. It's very nice. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's like my birthday. See, when you're a December baby, you need to buy things throughout the year, because otherwise it's like you don't have a birthday. Because it's your birthday comes around in December, everyone forgets. Everyone gives you crap Christmas presents that they never wanted, and then you get left with all the shit. So that's why it's important to buy your own presents throughout the year. And this one, oh, I can see the old Lego logo. That's so cool. It's like what's it called? A time capsule? If you're in the UK, I think it's actually an American thing that we stole. But if you Google it, time capsule, it's a thing where you do it in school, where you'll bury a big metal box in the ground with like loads of old things. Well, not old at that point, I guess. Like, say you did it in the 2000s, you'd bury loads of things that are like used in the 2000s, and then you dig it up in like 2020, and then 20 years later, kids can laugh at like what they did 20 years ago. It's like that, basically. But this is for Lego, so this is more cool. We got bubble wrap in here. We got a double layered box. This seller knows what they're doing. It's gonna be it feels so naughty. Getting out the box. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, this is sick. Childhood Tom is so happy right now at his Lord of the Rings collection upstairs. At first I wanted to smash Marvel, and I've smashed Marvel. There's gonna be more Marvel, but I don't really care for much Marvel this day and age. I'll pick up the odd thing here and there and some customs along the way. But Marvel I've ticked off. Star Wars collection now is perfect, and I can add little bits and bobs to that when I need to. The third and final collection that I'm working on is the Lord of the Rings collection, and upstairs there's a beautiful display case that you've seen in many videos, courtesy of Helen buying it from Smith's and me decorating it. It's great. It's filling up really nice. And speaking of filling her up, boys, look at that state of this boy. Oh, this is so sick. I've got a friend who I grew up with who is just as much of a massive nerd as I am. And he'll love me saying that because he's an absolute lad. He's having a great life at the moment with his girlfriend, Melissa. And me and Ross used to love Lord of the Rings so much to the point where Ross's gamer tag on Xbox was Ross of Rohan, which is very good alliteration. And Rohan is a kingdom in Lord of the Rings, and that was his gamer tag on Xbox. And it's always been his gamer tag on Xbox. He's never changed it. And he's such a legend. He loves Lord of the Rings. He's a big nerd like myself. So he will appreciate this. I actually think, Ross will correct me, I think Ross had this set at some point when he was a kid, because his parents were cool. And mine were shit, and they didn't give me very cool sets. I had to get all my sets later in life, which is kind of what I'm doing now with this channel. But Ross's mum and dad got him this, and this is very cool. I'm very jealous. So it only took me 20 odd years, but I was able to get the set that I really wanted as a child. And this lovely seller has bundled it all up very nicely with all of its parts and pieces. We didn't even buy it for the set. We don't really care. I mean, the set is beautiful, and we will build it and put it on display, but We don't really care about the set. We care about the minifigures. And look at how many minifigures Lego used to give us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is crazy. To get 6 minifigures in a set this day and age, you're going to be paying upwards of about 170 quid. So what a good little purchase this is. And I love the box art. This is back when they used to try really hard with box art and actually make boxes look really sick and themed to the wave that they took place in. But that is sick. That is like, this box alone is just cool. That is like Lord of the Rings history on the channel, which is amazing. And the old instruction booklets that used to be themed. And like, oh, and this kid, he must be like 70 now. I've seen his face my entire childhood. I don't know who this boy is, but he's definitely like 50 and has got 6 kids at this point. Advertising the Lego video game, The Hobbit coming soon, and the Lego Lord of the Rings video game. Available on the Xbox 360, PlayStation, and Nintendo 3DS and Wii. That's how old this manual is. It's got an advertisement in it for the Wii. And it's got a website that actually doesn't even work anymore. This website currently has expired. Lord of the Rings at Lego.com has expired. And this set was a 2-parter set. So this little build set attached to this big castle set. And it made the Battle of Helm's Deep, which is a very famous scene from Lord of the Rings. And obviously it's just gorgeous. The build itself is gorgeous. There's 2 bags. One bag makes the catapult. And one bag makes the little fortress and stuff, soldier stuff. And the guy who sold me this has actually bagged them up perfectly. So, catapult bag and set for the build. And he's even broken it up nicely. Like, he messaged me, what do you want me to do with it? Like, because I said I'm buying it for the minifigures, and he was like, well, it's a complete set, so it comes with the set. And I was like, I don't really care about the set. And he was like, well, I'll just sell you the whole set as one price, and that's fine. So he did that. And so he gave me all the minifigures, and they're all here. And he said, you can just have the build. And he was like, I can take it apart for you if it's easier. And I was like, yeah. If you've got the time on your hands, then go for it, sunshine. And he did. We got this. This spear alone is an extortionate price. If you bricklink the price of this spear, do your own homework. That is an expensive spear. They don't do them anymore. They don't do them. This little guy is a Rohan soldier, which is pretty sick. And he has a very exclusive, one-of-a-kind molded helmet. Which, again, they don't make one-of-a-kind molds anymore for just random characters. They just don't do that anymore. They'll try and reuse cheap copies. These horses, when you go to Lego conventions, horses themselves, £3. Just for this. Just for this horse. It's a lovely horse. But £3 is a bit extortionate for a horse. And that is actually how much that horse by itself is £3, which is mad. And when you go to these Lego conventions and you see people selling them, it's funny to see people who actually understand Lego and people who don't understand Lego, like when mums try and buy their kids a little toy or whatever, and they go, oh, well, how much for the little horse? My kid loves horses. Yeah, that'd be £6 because it's a rare black one. And they're like, I'm not paying £6 for a Lego horse. And it's like, well, that's actually quite a good deal. Because these animal molds are expensive. That's why I collect them. This shield is £8. This tiny piece of plastic I hold in my hand. £8 for this shield. Because it was only ever made in this set and its other set, which was more expensive at the time of release. It only came in 2 Lego sets. And this guy only ever came in 1 Lego set, and his name is Emma. Eomer? E-O-M-E-R. Weird name. But this guy's very important, and he sometimes gets confused with the guy upstairs, who I'll show you. But double-sided vase, obviously. Really sick armor, really sick cape. Again, one-of-a-kind helmet. The helmet shape is the same, but the print is different. Absolutely quality. The fact that they made this is insane. And the fact that this set is so old, but the feel of the characters actually isn't. Like, you can tell that this seller has looked after this set so well, because you can feel the weakness in, like, newer Lord of the Rings. Not Lord of the Rings, just newer sets in general, but there's actually 2 shields in here. What the fuck? That's mad. That's actually insane. He's given us a spare shield, boys. And, like, the golden green flag as well for Rohan. Very sick. There's also a sword in here as well, which is pretty dope. I'm going to seal this set up so the bricks stay safe. And now we're going to get out the... This guy's drunk, he's falling over. There we go. And we're going to crack open this bag. I'm going to show you. You got more Urukai. Pretty sick, just general. They are very flimsy minifigures, the Urukai. They are very strange to feel. They are very, very flimsy characters. So do be careful with them because they're made out of like this weird burgundy colour that is very frail to pose. So be careful how you pose them. This guy's got like long, immaculate hair, which is very nice. Got another one of these massive spears, which is sick. They're battle axe things. Again, they're expensive on the aftermarket because they're not very common weapons. And then speaking of not very common weapons, we've got two very cool rare weapons from the Orc battle, which is pretty sick. That's awesome. And the catapults are pretty much all there as well. Like I say, the set will always be like, remember it, keep it safe, keep it secret, keep it safe. Keep the set in one condition and just keep it, obviously, as part of my collection of like, hey, do you know how old this Lord of the Rings Lego set is? Boom, I've got it. It's in my collection. That's why I keep the sets. But I'm not really one for displaying builds. When me and Helen move and we have our own house, the builds that I use will be very iconic builds. They'll be like ones that everybody will know. Where, as beautiful as this Lord of the Rings set is, it is just essentially a big catapult and a big wall. So I understand people will be like, I don't really like looking at that on a shelf, which is fair enough. But it's cool. It's cool to me. I like it. Think it's cool. But I definitely will display like Barada, Rivendell, Bag End, all the big icon places that people will know about. And like Marvel will be like the Daily Bugle. I think that's the biggest one I've got for Marvel is the Daily Bugle. But like all the characters would fit around that building. That makes sense. To have them all gathered around that would be pretty cool. And then Home Alone would kind of represent the movies. And again, that would come out at Christmas. And then gaming, you've got like the Horizon sets and stuff. So they've got themes. Jabba's sail barge for Star Wars, things like that. I've got themes that would fit the builds and the ideas for having models and displays. But I'm going to add these guys to my collection. And we have one final parcel on the way for tomorrow's, hopefully, the video that gets uploaded after this video. Hopefully the set comes and we can... I mean, I've got it tracked like a hawk. So I can see where it is. And it is on its way. And again, it's a lovely seller on Vinted has given me a whopper of a discount. And yeah, we're really close to rounding off the collection. Bag End comes out in April. We're less than a month away. So I'm very excited for that. And we're going to have to calm down with some spending because we've got to save for that set. But yeah, I'm very happy with what we've got here. And I'll see you guys in part 2 when we open the other Lord of the Rings set. Peace. Subscribe for more in a bit.